Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Champion Entertainment Wrestling presents Wrestling for a Cause 2, Save the Tatas, a fundraiser for breast cancer awareness. Queensboro's Elks Lodge, October 18th. Doors open at 6 p.m., bell time 7 p.m. Be sure to check out Eventbrite for tickets. Get your tickets at eventbrite.com. For Championship Entertainment presents Wrestling for a Cause 2, Save the Tatas. Queensboro's Elks Lodge, October 18th. Be a part and do a part for breast cancer awareness. Wrestling Rundown, ladies and gentlemen. The rundown of wrestling. Bringing it to you here, your boy Jay Santee. With just a few quick snips and tips of news stories that we have for this week. And also going to give my thoughts and impressions of what occurred this past weekend. Had a jam-packed weekend of wrestling for us all. And has WWE brought me back to the light to watch wrestling again with them? We shall see, but I'll let you know. But just a synopsis. Make sure you guys and check out all the things connected with New York Wrestle Media. Check out all the new episodes that's been released recently. Call it a Pinfall. We have a new segment, new show called Are We Talking Sports? And also check out the new episode of Under the Ring Apron, where our boy Ray Sanchez steps in from Respect Wrestling to discuss the upcoming event and much, much more that's coming down the lane. So make sure you guys check out, like and subscribe, and be a part of the vibe of all things connected to the world known as New York Wrestle Media here on YouTube, and as well as we'll have all the content as well for you guys to listen to on all podcasting outlets as well. So show us some love there. First up, it's an unfortunate story that we've heard recently, but it's been said that Raven has discovered that he's going through early stages of Parkinson's disease. If you guys are not unaware of this, this is a crippling disease, and celebrities such as Muhammad Ali and of course right now Michael J. Fox are going through such rigorous times with such a disease, and he is believed that and understands that he may have gotten this through his many years of wrestling and the tolls it's taken on his body. So we hope everything pans out for him, and he is able to have still a strong and productive life. Man is a man. Man is I guess the word genius is used often, but a very intelligent man, and hopefully he's able to continue on and fight through this, as many of those who are dealing with this they do. So shout out to you, Raven. Just realized I don't have any sound effects. I gotta, ever since we changed over with the new formula for the StreamYard, I have to now upload more stuff. So great prep. Next up, congratulations to Santana for winning the TNA World title this past weekend at Bound for Glory. Gonna say it was a long time coming. But you know, young man has worked hard, put himself through rigorous training, and has been able to prove that he could be a standout on his own. And you know, we see that with his determination and his ability to stay grounded in what the focus is. It was a it was a I guess it was a moment in time, especially knowing that he's Puerto Rican and the first Puerto Rican or Latin TNA champ meant a lot. So I guess in the lineage of great Latino champions, Santana now can put himself on that that list. So congratulations to Santana for his accomplishments. Next up, Seth Rollins is hurt, and that pretty much puts a puts a damper on what was possibly going to be a run for division. Maybe not. I had a feeling that they were really going to put the kibosh on that soon enough. I don't think it was working for many. I don't know whether or not they were trying to say that it was. I don't know. I have a feeling that the fans weren't really into it. Oh, I gotta change the size. There we go. That's a little bit better here. There we go. Fans weren't into the whole faction. I myself, I was more into seeing the younger stars get the push as opposed to just that whole leader of the group being the highly experienced one, and then it was inevitable the turn was going to happen. But uh now with the fact that he's been injured, looks as though that it's gonna be brought to fruition that the younger stars are gonna start getting some light. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are gonna go and get more love. It seems as though that Seth Rollins will be out with a shoulder injury. Looks like the injury has occurred during his match with Cody Rhodes. And yeah, man, it's unfortunate. But is it a ruse? Remember the last time? Nah, he's officially here. This guy's done. So hope to see him back soon, and we'll see what happens from here. Next up, although like they were officially retired, but not really. Dudleys have officially retired. This past weekend, we saw them in a battle with the Hardy Boys. They're longtime rivals, and what better way to send them off by just taking off their boots, handing it over to the Hardys, and officially saying we're done. So the Dudley Boys are retired, but is Bully retired? Yeah, I think so. I think it's over. After the match, I saw they gave a lot of effort, a lot of heart. You could tell that those, yeah, it's done. Yeah, fantastic career. Most likely one day, our people at History and Headlocks will span the career of the Dudleys, and we'll discuss that down the line. But congratulations to acclaimed tag team, and we all know that these guys are just has been an impact in many of our lives, and many matches that we could call that we've seen them in, and they had a tumultuous career, and congratulations to them. Next up, Rich Holland is done with NXT. Seems as though that they will not be honoring his contract. And it looks as though that, with that being said, the yeah, they so many people had high hopes for this kid, and seems as though he's one of those that's been injury prone, had some issues, and there is talk that they were going to reduce his salary. He wasn't getting paid for TNA appearances. They basically were phasing him out, and it's unfortunate. It's the nature of the beast. This is what occurs, but at the same time, when you're an independent contractor, this is what they do. If they, you were unionized, or you had some kind of employment status in which you would be covered fully, it would be different. It would have gotten a compensation, but maybe not. And so at least since he's injured now, he's dealing with injuries now. It seems as though that he will be his medical bills will be paid. But as for if you, who knows? Listen, the young, he still has an ability to go, and who knows? The other promotions might pick him up, so we shall see. Next up, another contract that is not being fulfilled most likely will be Def Rebels. Thank God. If you don't know, Rebel is the music production company that creates the music for uh, the WWE stars, and Jesus, get them out of here. My Lord. So generic. I swear I can make better music here in my fucking makeshift studio than and then they can do anywhere on it. It's just everything just seems carbon copy paste, let it rip. WWE's discussed possibly either returning old music from older the vets who I went through theme changes, and possibly using outside artists or production companies to produce their music. So cross our fingers, get these guys out of here. Next up, Andrade's disappeared. Where'd he go? Reports has been stating that ever since his return to AEW, joining the Don Callis family, that he hasn't been seen on TV since. What's going on here? Some may say that he's still being a recluse. Some may say that he's dealing with personal issues. He's supposed to appear at an event in Puerto Rico this upcoming weekend, and they aren't sure whether or not he will be available. So I don't know. This is a odd situation. Um, there was no mention of him after the return. There's been no sighting or booking or anything. So I don't know. This guy just seems to, I guess, do what Andrade does, right? Right. So we'll see. Next up, the possibility of Bailey leaving WWE has come up. Her contract is up next year, and there are talks that she is done with the company. Bailey has mentioned that she says that she's done everything that she can to be the star that she is. She's done everything, and she's uh, possibly feeling as though that she may want to expand out to other areas. Look, usually I want to say, hey, you guys should stay with the company. They've been the one who backed you, whatever. In this case, she has a point. Like, maybe it would be good for her to leave and just experience wrestling elsewhere. I'm okay with that. There's just certain wrestlers that when it's time to go, it's time to go. I get it. Love Bailey and everything, but you've done everything there. And now it's time for you to go somewhere else and, maybe help out other company or be a superstar somewhere else. That's fine. There's a lot of wrestlers. We could do a rundown fully on who needs to go and who needs to stay. Who I wouldn't say worn out their welcome, because she had a great career in WWE. So yeah, she's still young, and maybe it's time to pull that off. So good luck to her. Um if it does not occur, but even still, hey, listen, like I said, I know a lot of people sit there and go, why are they letting people go? No, it's time, bro. It's all right. It's okay. So this is going to lead us to the main event. The main event is going to be the coverage of Crown Jewel and also Bound for Glory. I'm going to go into Crown Jewel first. First match that we are going into is Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns. Australian street fight. I mean, you got what you got with this match. It's basically what you thought it was going to be. It was going to be two big burly men fighting and going into the crowd and um yeah, yada yada yada. Wasn't a bad match. Wouldn't say it's great. I think business picked up towards the end when you know Braun Breaker showed up. Which, by the way, we know that this guy's going to be the star, right? This is what we're doing, right? All right. So when the Usos tried to come and help, um, it pretty much gave the foreshadowing of what is going to occur down the line. I thought the more of the back and forth after the match um with Roman and the Usos was better storytelling. I felt as though that was a need to give some reasoning of why and what is going on with uh, the Roman and his cousins. Uh, I am one to say that I am not done yet with the bloodline stuff. Is it getting there? Maybe, but I'm not done with it yet. So I want to see how this plays off down the line. But Bronson gets the win here with 21 minutes, and what occurs later on down the line makes a whole um, puts a whole spin on what is the purpose of what's going to be going down the line. Next up, we get Stephanie McCool versus Tiffany Stratton for the crown jewel championship. Fantastic, great match for me. I loved it, and it was only 10 minutes, but it felt longer, and it was a good longer. Like it wasn't as though like it dragged. Both these women are like, um, I think they went to another level with this match. Vakor has constantly been showcasing herself to be the elite when it comes to women's wrestling. And Stratton, she had a very talented dance partner, and that helped her through the match. There were certain spots here with Tiffany that she pulled off certain maneuvers, and I was like, "Oh, okay, Tiffany, I see you out there." She pulled, I believe it was a cartwheel into an Alabama Slammer. I was like, "What the hell?" Okay, I see you out there, girl. Uh, but I thought it was a fantastic display of women's wrestling, and the right woman won in this one. Stephanie McCool pulls out the win, 10:05. Uh, like I said, not a long match, but felt as though you got a good you got some good delicious wrestling from the women here. Next up, we get what is possibly I, I have to take a minute to deal with this one, but it's John Cena versus AJ Styles, and I have to lament about this. I was getting hit up because okay, so my I forgot that the not that I forgot. I had a bit of a long night the night before, so I slept through the live screening of Crown Jewel, so I had to catch it later, and all I kept getting was text messages like, "Dude, you gotta watch Crown Jewel. You have to watch Cena versus Styles. You have to watch AJ Styles and Cena." And I'm like, okay. And you got two vets there. You have two individuals who are coming to the end of their careers. AJ's already mentioned that he'll be done by next year. Cena's done at the end of this year, and it's sad, but at the same time, it's beautiful to know that we were part of watching these two guys for their careers go the way that they did. Both of them, pretty much, if you wanted to look at it side by side, had uh, basically similar careers. Two guys who barely or hardly were injured, and when they did suffer injuries, they were able to bounce back and come back, with such fire and tenacity. So, in one company, Styles was killing it as their face. Cena was, of course, the face of WWE. And to see these two do it up one more time here was a gift. And with that gift, also, it was also a tribute to not only their careers, but paying homage and giving thanks to those who made their careers. And it was something that I started catching little by little during the match. It wasn't until I saw the Angels wings where I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Oh, this is what they're doing. And I had to look back again. You had Cena using the skull crushing finale, uh, Rusev's accolade, Jericho's Wall of Jericho, of course, the beautiful tribute with Sister Abigail and his attempt with the it was the attempt of the 619, but he did the hanging middle rope DDT. Styles did the Angels Wings. He did Fade to Black. He did Samoa Joe's Coquita Clutch, Sting Scorpion Jeff Drop. And he thought, everybody thought it wasn't until I spoke to M2 Inc., in which I thought the same thing, but it was everybody thought it was Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music, but it was more of James Storm's The Last Shot. So that was awesome. I thought that it was just um a beautiful dedication to their careers and those in their past who made their careers fruitful and iconic. Uh, Cena finished with the Undertaker's Tombstone Pile Driver after the Attitude of Judgment, and I kind of thought that maybe he would have done it at 5, but I don't remember. He didn't. I don't think he did. But yeah, it was also great to see. Even more was to see AJ come out in his old gear, his classic gear. Um, this to me is going to be like one of those matches that is I'll go to and watch again over and over again because of such sentiment and what it's a classic way of giving the fans what would be a ending of two great careers and it's just history. So probably for me going to be match of the year up there because I'm an old fart. I'm one of those get off my lawn kind of guys. I know everybody was sitting there going, "Oh, you guys talk shit about AEW spamming finishers," and it's like, did you not get what the purpose was? This, but you know what? I'm not even gonna argue with you guys. Yeah, I'll leave that one alone. Cena gets the win here. This was a almost 30-minute match, 27-10, and they did most of the wrestling in the ring. Awesome. Why not? Next up, we got Io Sky and Rhea Ripley defeating the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Fun match. Wow, it almost went 20 minutes too. Fun match. We spoke about the elite of the elite when it comes to women. Suffice to say, we can say these 4 women are, if not top 5, top 10 within that company right now, of course. And just the way that they were able to the Kabuki Warriors were able to cut off the ring, make Io the underdog, and then at the same time they were able to manipulate the fact that regardless of Rhea's size, they were still able to use whatever techniques they could and to keep Rhea down. Great fight from underneath for the faces, and I thought that once again this is another solid match for these 4 women. This match finishes at 19:55 with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley getting the win here. I would have liked the Kabuki Warriors to get the win. That would have been fine for me. And finally, for the men's WWE Crown Jewel Championship, we saw Cody Rhodes face up against Seth Rollins at wow. It did, now you can say spamming finishes. These guys did super finishers, ladies and gentlemen. Super finishers. Cody did a crossroads from the top rope. But nonetheless, there's no other way you could say when you get these two men in the ring, you're going to get the match quality that you're using. Get both these guys are pros. Both these guys are students of the game. They're very in tune with what's going on with the business, and their careers have been very much forthcoming with what they're going to do in that ring. And sure enough, they did one hell of a match here. Some question: why would you do a coast to coast headbutt? That's just crazy. And yeah, I could say that as well. But to be fair, um, you got to pull out all the stops, and this was one of those that you're like, yeah, cool. Um, you guys did that. We get Seth Rollins getting the win here, 29-40, almost 30 minutes, and after an atrocious WrestlePalooza, we get a at least minimum a fairly decent solid following pay-per-view PLE, if you're gonna call it. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell I'm really gonna have to pay 30. I'm not paying $30 ESPN Plus. F you, I have files. I have ESPN. Why am I doing this? Whatever. I was promised that if I had ESPN on my cable company provider, that I would be, you know what, I'll figure it out. So that is going to close out Crown Jewel. This will lead us to TNA's Bound for Glory. I'm going to be honest with you, I did not watch the first match, was for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. That's the Inspiration versus the Elegance brand. But I did start off the night watching Steve Macklin versus Frankie Kazarian. Wow, Frankie is just, he still like amazes me when it comes to the fact that the guy can still go at his age. Still looks great. It's been wow, just a one hell of a career. I mean, honestly, shit, Frankie's a year younger than me and he still looks great. Like Jesus. Macklin as well is just he's a wrestling machine. And these two went at it, and Frankie, like I said, makes it easy. This is for the international championship. Macklin retains here, and it was a great match to kick off the show. Next up, we get Tessa Blanchard versus Gia Miller. Didn't know much about who Gia Miller was or is, but of course, know who Tessa Blanchard. I thought it was hilarious that they paired Tessa up with a black woman with Victoria Crawford. Hilarious. And she like I said, there's nothing to say about her as a wrestler. She's a phenomenal wrestler. She's, she can go with the best of them, but she just has this rep. Gia Miller did display some form of offense, but not enough to get a win. Tessa Blanchard gets the W here. And yeah, nothing more really to say about that. Next up, for the 22-person intergender Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. Usually I'm not a fan of intergender matches, but I was so entertained by this. There was one person in particular when I was watching this match, and I said, really, really, really need to see more of this woman. And that's Danny Luna. I liked her. She has such there's something about her that screams wrestler. You can look at her and see she can go. She's British, and I didn't know much about her, but I'm hoping to see that there's something out there for her to progress. man, I'm really hoping that they do more with her down the line. She was a two times TNA Knockouts champ and no, tag team champ, excuse me. And yeah, I would like to see her more. Other than that, in this match, I just like to see the people who I know who popped up in there, like Cedric Alexander, Rich Swan, BDE showed up there, Jake something, EY and such. The hometown man was hilarious. I was I was I was kind of mad that I didn't think about that. I wish I would have thought about that, but that was kind of cool. Um, but that's just gonna be over as fuck. We get a dual winner here. Frankie Kazarian and Nick Nemeth won by pinning each other. It's one of those finish. It's a dusty finish, baby. Dusty would have loved to see that. So dual champ. They're walking around fighting to carry the the trophy out the ring. But so no, no. I thought it was a fun night. I thought it was cool. Next up, the 10-person intergender hardcore war. They really need to come up with that. They need to change that name. It needs to come up with something different. Oh no, sorry, that wasn't it. Let me go back. We had Kalani Jordan versus Indy Hartwell on the Indy Hartwell, which by the way I saw her at House of Glory. House of Glory was actually really good until we got to the main event, which I thought was like, yeah, I could go home now. Wasn't there for the silliness that occurred afterwards, but up to the main event, I thought it was a really good and fun show at House of Glory. Make sure you guys check them out. I believe it's on Triller TV. Get a look see of what happened that night at House of Glory. Other than that, for the TNA Knockouts World Championship, WWE just loves to keep putting their talent over, huh? But you know what? People are saying stuff, how WWE is, spoiling their stars, but at the same time, this was the best show that TNA had in history. Yeah, packed arena, fans were loud and involved. Uh, Great turnout. It's you can't say that the partnership isn't working. So, same here. Both women, solid wrestlers. Indy has just become more and more of a star. Um, and Kalani is, you could tell she's using the tools that she's getting from the Performance Center and NXT, and it's working for her for their benefits. Kalani retains here with 12:30 left. Now for the 10% intergender hardcore war. Um, I thought, like I said, man, I had to change the name. It could be something better. I'm okay with the I guess the setup of the match is basically a war games kind of thing, but except without a cage. And yeah, it was fine. Um, just change the name. Uh, Not too much here, but everything you expect: staple guns, all the bullshit. What we're gonna get, whatever. Except for one thing, that guy's Special Agent Zero. This is a guy who looks like you when you create AI that you use a friend of yours who's skinny and put him on a muscle dude's body. That's what he looks like. His head and his body does not look like they go together. He looks such an odd um grouping of body parts. It's just so weird. But the system get the win here. They defeat Order 4. That's another one that needs to get another name change. Yeah, so next up we get Leon Slater versus Javon Evans for the X Division Championship. Wow. Wow. Guys, watch this match. Another one. Watch this match. Unfortunately, it ended in a no contest, but if you want to see some athleticism, some high flying, some counters, transitional wrestling. It was a fun, exciting, and like one of those that you're gonna sit there and go, I'm just gonna turn my mind off and just watch this, and this is exactly what you got with this match. Unfortunately, it finished with a no contest, but lazy booking. But I'm hoping one day they could run it back and no one would interfere in this match as well. So next up for the TNA World Tag Team Championship and NXT Championships, we had the Hardys versus Team 3D, Bully Ray and Devon Dudley. Kind of sad. Uh, I saw the Hardys the night before, 2 nights before at House of Glory, and I was like, oh, yeah, you could tell that door is closing. But still was a true testament of what we saw, just like I said earlier with AJ Cena, that it's been such a beautiful recognition and understanding of what a career these two teams had and have had. It's just, it's rare that you could sit there and say that you've sat back and watched such a illustrious career and enjoyed each and every moment of it. We've done it in sports. We're looking at the entailing career of LeBron. We saw, you know, we're looking at the tail end of Aaron Rodgers' career and such. We watched Derek Jeter and his career, us old heads. And we could say the same for what's going on here with Jeff Hardy and the Dudleys. It just was a little sad because you could tell like these guys were like gassed and yeah, it's time to wrap it up, B. Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up. And Hardys get the win here. They retain, and this was 3D's swan song. And this is finally closing out the show. We get for the main event for the TNA World Title. We have Mike Santana squaring up against Trick Williams. Wasn't a bad match. Honestly, I just not a fan of the finisher by Mike Santana. Not a big fan. And the clothesline, it's I don't know. It just seems dated to me. I don't know. But we saw some kind of interference, some kind of run-ins at the end. Nick Nemeth tried to make a pop up in that match. He was cut off by Elias, Ezekiel, Ethan, whatever. I don't know what the fuck his name is, but Pseudo Macho Man, I guess. He pops up and hits Nemeth with the guitar after he tries to cash in, and then also Kazarian was going to cash in, but Santana he circled the block. He did what he did, and that was it. Had a beautiful moment at the end where Santana displays the championship to his daughter. I also love the tribute to the Taino Indians, in which he wore the face paint and stuff. I give him that. There's such Boricua pride with him, and he loves to share that with the wrestling community, which is we as Latinos, especially Boricuas, we need to do that, especially the times that we're going to be dealing with soon. Looking at you, Super Bowl. But yeah, this was a moment in time that we need to recognize and acknowledge. Like I mentioned earlier, Mike Santana gets the win here at 16-15, and the reign of WWE NXT with the TNA Championship is done. And just that, like that, I am done here for Wrestling Rundown. Make sure you check us out on all the social media outlets. Check us out on the like and group page on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on TikTok. Check us out on all the other outlets, podcasting available. New York Wrestle Media. The changeover is almost complete. We're almost got it. We almost have everything there. It's kind of tough to do the show and then the podcasting and then other shows and then tried to download it. Believe me, you don't want to hear the mess. But in any case, we're doing it. I'm looking at by the end of the year, everything will be transferred over. But just if you haven't transferred over yet from the old New York Wrestle Media page, please be sure and transfer and like and subscribe to the new New York Wrestle Media page, which was formerly Turnbuckle Tabloid. And as always, guys, because I gotta get ready because I gotta go to work. As always, guys, check you guys in a sec. Champion Entertainment Wrestling presents Wrestling for a Cause 2, Save the Tatas, a fundraiser for breast cancer awareness. Queensborough's Elks Lodge, October 18th. Doors open at 6 p.m., bell time 7 p.m. Be sure to check out Eventbrite for tickets. Get your tickets at eventbrite.com for Championship Entertainment presents Wrestling for a Cause 2, Save the Tatas. Queensborough's Elks Lodge, October 18th. Be a part and do a part for breast cancer awareness. In a sec.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.